up? It's Jake One back with another Behind the Beat. The long-awaited Behind the Beat for John Cena, The Time Is Now. This is definitely like a pretty strange song in that it's like gone on this long. I did it in 2002, I think. And, it's still going strong. It's playing in commercials and Vines and YouTubes and all kind of shit. My daughter knows about it. And she doesn't really care about most of my music, so it's just one of those ones that kind of had like a wide, reach. So the song basically came about because my first manager, the homie Walt Licker out of the Bay, met John Cena at KMEL, which is a big radio station out there, and he gave me some of my beats, and Cena liked a bunch of them. He rapped to, I think, 6 beats overall. I think 3 ended up being on the album. So I don't know. I don't remember the timeline of how it all happened, but essentially, maybe 6 months after all this happens, they send me paperwork, and they want to pay me and all that stuff, and that's when I kind of got hit with this crazy like catch-22, because Vince McMahon and WWE, they don't pay no royalties to nobody. They're basically like, you take this upfront money, or you just don't do it. So I was kind of put in a position where I think they were offering $60,000 for 6 beats, and at that time that was a lot of money to me. The job I had was making like $25,000 a year or something crazy, so it was just hard to turn that down. Hindsight 2020, I don't know. Like, I probably still would have done it just because it's a cool story and it's one of these things that's just lasted so long. So I ended up doing the fucked up deal with them. And then we go to clear the sample. There was definitely some drama behind that. I want to say I talked to Cena, and he told me, he was going to debut it on, I don't know if it was Monday Night Raw, whatever they had at that point. And, I saw it, and it was really weird feeling, because I was so into wrestling when I was a kid, but I just didn't care at this point. But it was cool that I made a theme song for somebody, even though I don't make, any money on it now, I still think it's like cool to see that thing live on for so long. Some other things, when I made the beat, I really was trying to make that for like Ghostface or something. That's really what, I was on at that time. That's what I was listening to. I want to say it was before Pretty Tony album, somewhere around there. And that's who I really wanted to give the beat to. Didn't have the plug at that time, so we ended up with John Cena, The Time Is Now. So yeah, I'm gonna pull out the record that I sampled for it, which I got on a trip to Vancouver one day from my boy Cipriano. Shout out to him. And yeah, I'll break the beat down. It's like super simple. It's like shit, just some drums and a sample. And sometimes that's hip hop. So yeah, the record I sampled on this one was a Canadian group called Pete Schofield and the Canadians. I don't know why I even listened to this record. I mean, I guess I just saw like a bunch of horns. It looked like could be moderately funky. But yeah, I heard this part and I figured, oh shit, I could probably make a beat out of that. So the song is called The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia, I believe. Hard to go wrong with that. It was just there. And then I'm not sure where the intro part is. Yeah, so then I went to the later part of the song. I caught this other part. Yeah, end of the song. So one of the other parts of this beat that's like kind of a signature thing is the MOP ad libs, which just it just sets it off. Like a lot of times when I was doing beats back then, I would just throw their acapellas in the background because they just made the shit so much more hype. And this is from Annie Up, classic song. First thing I started this beat was with this intro part. So I chopped up the 4 different hits because it's like at the end of the record and it's like slowing down, so it's not timing correctly. So I had to see how the tempo's like slowing down here. So yeah, I basically just chopped those parts up. So that's the intro. It's gonna be the fastest beat video I've done. The main part is really just like a breakbeat in another part of that sample. So just those 2 chops. So then I made a sequence. It's funny, it's a little off. But yeah, I wasn't thinking about that at the time. So yeah, then I just added the 2 different parts. And then I basically just made another sequence with the other part without the blaring lead horns. And that's about it. Shit. Probably one of the more simple beats I ever made, but sometimes nobody really cares what you did. They just like the end result. I definitely learned that over the years, that all the trickery that impresses, the producers and my peers doesn't really matter to the general public. So this is a good reminder, even showing this again. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna start looping shit again. Peace.
I'm John Cena!